Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Big for One Gaming here. Welcome back to episode number 65 of Winning a National Title with Every Team in the Game. If you guys have missed any episodes, up at the right-hand corner will be a playlist from all of episode 1 to episode number 65. But unfortunately, if you can't watch those videos to totally understand, down in the description below will be a, record of all the teams we've done and their seasons they eventually won the national title. So, new episode means new team, which also means a wheel spin to see who we're going to get here in episode 65. We're about to reach halfway. And we're going to be finally getting our first military school, and that is going to be Navy, another team in the American. We just did Charlotte. Now we're going to get Navy. Again, 75 overall. They're one of the worst in the American. This one's going to take a while because they have the option playbook. And yeah, so Scheme Guru head coach, which isn't terrible. So we will take that. Of course, we'll have to check out our coach as well. We're going to go to coach abilities. We do have architect, which is kind of nice, mostly for the defense. We also do have scheme guru, like I've said before, and we do have motivator. We'll probably upgrade that first because we only have it on DBs. Offensive coordinator, we're probably going to fire. Same thing with the defensive coordinator. So these guys really aren't going to matter too much to start the season. So checking out the roster. I mean, it is a military school. They cannot redshirt anybody, so no matter what. Oh, I guess they do have red shirts. That's weird. I thought they weren't allowed to redshirt players. But I mean, Horvat's a 73 overall. At least we do have we have a good fullback. Offensive line is kind of rough. DNs are kind of nice, though. And, I mean, defensive line is kind of good. Outside linebacker was decent. Safety is good. And we do need a punter this season. So I'm going to go ahead, get Season 1 out of the way here with Navy, and I'll be back in just a second. And here we are at the end of Season number 1 here with Navy, where we go 4-8 on the season. Not a great season for Navy. We started out with a win over FCS, but then losing 3 in a row to Temple, Memphis, and UAB before beating Air Force and Charlotte, and then losing our next 4 between Notre Dame, Rice, USF, and Tulane, beating East Carolina by 1, and then losing to Army to end out the year 28-22. So not a great season. Ended up, I think, dead last in the American. Oh, no, we were second behind Army, or ahead of Army for the conference. So unfortunately, I totally forgot to fire my coordinators. So that's not going to be very fun. That's unfortunate. Carson Beck won the Heisman Trophy. I kind of skipped over that almost instantly, and I totally just forgot to fire these coordinators. So that's not very fun. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and simulate to the end of the season recap here. Well, I guess we'll do it in Season 2 to get all of our better coordinators-wise. But it is what it is, unfortunately. We got a lot of people kind of wanting to transfer out, but we actually went up pretty decent. Pro potential, conference prestige, and coach stability all improved. And Notre Dame ends up winning year number 1, 55-31 over Georgia, with Liberty, Colorado, Georgia, NC State, and Oregon as the automatic qualifiers, with Florida, Maryland, and Auburn, Arizona, Notre Dame, who went 16-0, and Ole Miss and Nebraska as the at-large bids. So yeah, that's going to end Season 1. It's on to Season 2 here with Navy. And here we are in Season 2 here with Navy, where we go 7-5 on the season. Not a bad year in Season 2. We started out beating Western Michigan, losing to USF, but then winning 3 in a row. UAB, Air Force, and Charlotte before losing to Rice. We even beat Notre Dame before losing to Memphis, beating ECU and beating Tulane before losing to Temple and Army in the final 2 weeks of the season to go 7-5. So not terrible. We're going to get a bowl game here with Navy in year number 2, which is kind of surprising, but never know what's going to happen at this point in simulations. Cade Klubnik wins the Heisman Trophy in year number 2, 4,200 yards, 43 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. We'll be playing LSU in the Gator Bowl. Probably going to lose that one. We're going to go ahead, simulate to the end of season recap here, and if we go 8-5, we go 8-5. I'd be very surprised, but shoot, we be going 8-5. That's a win in my book. At this point, 7-6 is still a winning record. We are 7-6, but pro potential goes up. Coach stability, coach prestige, and athletic facilities all move up here for Navy, which is a nice little change. And Oregon wins it all here in year number 2, 45-35, with Liberty, USC, Clemson, Texas, and Kansas State as the automatic qualifiers, with Georgia, Cincinnati and Oregon, Tennessee and Virginia, and NC State and Missouri as the at-large bids. But that's going to end year number 2. It's on to year number 3 here with Navy. And here we are in season 3 here with Navy, where we go 5-7 on the season. We had our first 3 byes in the very beginning of the season, then we lost 2 in a row, won 2 in a row, then lost 3. Unfortunately, we didn't win 3 in a row. We only won 1, but then lost 2 in a row, then won 2 in a row. So it was kind of a weird year. It was kind of a stretch. Lost 2, win 2, lost 3, win 1, lose 2, win 2, to eventually be 5-7 and 3-5 in the American Conference, to where we were 12th. Again, kind of one of the lower teams in there. So hopefully, Tulane was 5-7. They went 5-3 in the conference. Just is what it is. But we did fire our coordinators. I actually remember this time. I forgot in year number 2. So year number 3, well, we will have different coordinators. We just signed a wide receiver, which is, don't really use wide receivers with the option playbook, but there's a week 16, so we will have to advance one more day to kind of figure out. I don't remember this, trying to get that free safety, but all right. I don't even remember trying to sign a 4-star free safety. Fifta? I butchered that name. 3,700 yards, 43 touchdowns, 1 interception for the Arizona quarterback, win the Heisman Trophy. Here in year number 3, and we can actually hire coordinators. We're going to try to hire this guy. Maybe he gets over here. I don't need him. I'm going to try to get that coordinator as well. Hopefully we can get those 2 coordinators. We won't get a bowl game just because we are 5-7, but we will take some time. We just got a fullback committed. Hey, we always need the fullbacks here for Navy. Did we get both coordinators? We did, so we can just simulate now to the end of the season recap and see who made the who won the national championship game and who made the college football playoff. Here near number 3, unfortunately, Navy is nowhere near close enough to get into the college football playoff either way. Pro potential is down. Coach prestige does go up, which is nice. But no one really wanted to transfer out. And USC just destroys Auburn 55-14 with USF, Nebraska, Arizona, Alabama, and Miami making it as the automatic qualifiers, with Tennessee, USC, Oklahoma, Auburn, Clemson, Washington, and Oregon as the at-large bids. So that's going to end season 3, and it's on to season 4 here with Navy. And here we are in season 4 here with Navy. We go only 3-9. Terrible season here with Navy, kind of going back to our season 1 days, but we got destroyed by Florida. We beat UTSA and Temple, and then lose to Air Force, USF, Tulsa, Notre Dame. So 3 straight ranked opponents with USF, Tulsa, and Notre Dame. So it was just a tough schedule. Losing to Tulane by 2, then beating Rice, but then losing to FAU, Memphis, and Army, and all in decently close games. So it just is what it is, unfortunately. And all the ranked games, 10 points, 8 points, 7 points. They were all close games. Unfortunately, we just couldn't come away with the victory. So unfortunately, another season down and another season that's not very good here with Navy. Even though we are in 85, we got a lot of people wanting to transfer out, which again is not very good with how bad we recruited in the first couple years here with this Navy squad. But we shall find out who wins the Heisman Trophy here. And that is Walt Wilkins, quarterback out of Penn State, 3,800 yards, 46 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Of course, we are not making a bowl game. It's actually not very surprising that because we're 3-9. Just a really tough schedule this season. Hopefully, it's a lot easier for next season in season number 5. But pro potential does improve. Coach stability and coach prestige go down. That's not what we want to see. And Notre Dame ends up winning it all over Kansas State 43-36, with Penn State, USF, LSU, NC State, and Texas Tech as the automatic qualifiers, with Notre Dame in Florida, Oregon, Kansas State and Alabama, and Tennessee and USC as the at-large bids. That's going to end Season 4. It's on to Season 5 here with Navy. And here we are in Season number 5, where we go 9-3 on the season. A actually surprisingly very good season on the year, and only 3 losses came against Tulane in week 5 after being 2-0. And then we won 3 in a row. Then we lost to Notre Dame only by 2. And then we lost to Memphis by 9. Then we beat Rice. We beat Army 6-0. Kind of a weird score. But we have to face number 4 Tulsa in the American Championship. But we make a championship game. So there's that. Let's see if we can win it. If we do, there might be a shot. She's got a 3-star right end and a 3-star fullback. We love getting our fullbacks around here. And we lost because we're 9-4. But hey, we are ranked. We're going up against number 4 Tulsa, so that wasn't going to be a very good win. We also just signed a right guard, which will definitely help out the offensive line. But yeah, 9-4 on the year is not a bad year. We're going to be getting a good bowl game. Micah Gilbert wins the Heisman Trophy, 57 catches, 1,200 yards, and 18 touchdowns on the season. We'll be playing Texas State in the First Responder Bowl. And yeah, we're just going to go ahead, simulate to the end of season recap here in Season 5. And hopefully in next year, in Season 6, that we can use this as a building block for next year and make the college football playoff for the first time here with Navy. We have an A, coach stability, B plus coach prestige. We're also now a 3.5-star school. No one wants to transfer out, which is amazing because we had a lot of problems with that early on. We also lost our bowl game. Miami ends up winning it all with USC, Miami, Tulsa, Georgia, and Texas Tech as the automatic qualifiers, with Notre Dame, TCU and Michigan, Louisville, Oregon, and North Carolina and NC State as the at-large bids. Well, that's going to end Season 5. It's on to Season 6 here with Navy. And here we are in Season 6 here with Navy, where we go 11-1, 8-0 in the conference, having to face number 12 Tulane, who were 11-1 and 7-1 in the conference. A very nice season here with Navy. We're an 85, but I don't know if that's actually true because, I mean, let's look at the roster here because this is a weird thing because it says we're an 85 and yet we have like 390-plus team. Like, granted, 2 of them are linebackers, but 88 corner, 87 offensive line, 87 outside linebackers. So I don't know if that's actually true or not, but anywho, USF we lost to Auburn, who was ranked at the time but not ranked anymore. We beat UAB, Air Force, Charlotte, Rice. We beat Notre Dame 24-21. We even beat Tulane 20-17 for their only loss on the season. So if we can win here, we get a bye in the college football playoff. If we lose, we're probably still going just because they are 12. We just signed a center, which is nice. And we won. We are 12-1, ranked number 3 in the nation. So the American champions for Navy. And we are going to the college football playoff with a bye. We had Kai with 2 catches, 102 yards, and a touchdown. Okay, we don't normally throw the ball, but I guess we do. We signed another center. I guess we'll take. We also signed a right guard, which we'll gladly take. But Eldrin Camp wins the Heisman Trophy, 3,800 yards, 39 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions for TCU. One of the first times I've seen them win a national title or win a Heisman Trophy. We get the 2 with Ohio State, Georgia, Navy, San Jose State, and West Virginia as the automatic qualifiers, with Oregon, Syracuse, and Florida, Nebraska, TCU, and USC and Notre Dame as the at-large bids. So we will get either USC or Notre Dame. We already beat Notre Dame early on this year. So if we get them, we do get USC in this second round here in the college football playoff, with Oregon barely beating West Virginia. They go play San Jose State. Syracuse barely beats Florida. Nebraska barely beats TCU, and USC was the only one that blew out their opponent. They won 29-0. So this will be a tough matchup. So let's get this started against USC. They are 12-2, and we are 12-1 on the season. Hopefully we can come away with a victory, because they're an 87 and we are an 85 overall team. Offense has got to score. Defense is going to have to get stops every single time in these 3 games left in this college football playoff that we got to play. Hopefully it's 3 games. We're going to start on defense first. And the defense gets a stop. Offense doesn't do anything. It's now 7-3 after we get a big one-play touchdown. But USC gets another field goal, then a big touchdown. It's 13-7 at the half. So USC has the lead. I mean, we just go backwards. Then there's a good drive. It ends in a field goal. 13-10 going into the fourth. Defense needs to stop. They get one. Offense, never mind, they don't get one because we turn the ball over again. Offense is driving here. They need 2 scores, so we can kick a field goal here, but we need a touchdown. There it is. So 3-point game here in the fourth quarter. We get a stop, and now all we need is a field goal. How about a touchdown with 42 to go? USC needs to get in the end zone, but we get a turnover, and that's going to do it. Navy pulls off a comeback win, scoring twice in the fourth quarter, and actually 17 points in the second half to come away with the victory, 24-20 over USC, and we'll be moving on to the semifinals in the college football playoff. That is a huge win here for Navy. And let's see who we're going to play, because that is going to be the biggest question moving forward. If it's Georgia, we are screwed. We are screwed. Here in the Rose Bowl, we get to face Georgia. That's just unfortunate. They only beat Nebraska 24-17, and the winner would have to play either Oregon or Ohio State in the next round in the national championship game. So let's get this started against 12-2 Georgia. We are 13-1 on the year, and they're a 91 overall team. Probably going to be the highest overall we're going to be playing during this run. Although Oregon's probably very close. I believe they're like an 89 or something. Maybe a 90 overall at this point. But we got to start on defense first. Defense gets a stop. The offense, unfortunately, doesn't do anything. It zeroes at the after 1. And it's still, now Georgia finally scores, but we score. And we get 10-7 at the half. We get ball to start. Unfortunately, we had a chance to extend our lead even more, but 10-7 going into the fourth. Georgia will have the football. 3rd and 6, and they get a first. 3rd and 19, they get a first. You had to get a stop there on 3rd and long. 14-10 lead for Georgia. We need a touchdown. 4th and 4. Why are we punting the ball? We get a turnover, and we get a touchdown. Under 2 to go. Maybe I can't question them now. 3rd and 1. 4th and 1, they get a first. 3rd and 8. 4th and 10. We get a stop. We're going to beat Georgia. The defense pulls out the win. 17-14. Unbelievable. How in the world did that just happen? I'm so confused. I am lost for words. I am. I am a loss for words right now. That pick was huge. Our quarterback threw 82 yards for 2 touchdowns. And we playing Oregon in the national title game. They beat Ohio State 38-7. They've scored a lot of points in these college football playoff games. So let's get this started against Oregon. They're 14-1, same as us. And they're an 89 overall team. Excuse me. Somehow, some way, we got to get stops on offense, or stops on defense, excuse me, and score every time on offense. I got that mixed up. It's fine. It's been a long day already. We're going to start on defense first. And we get a stop in a turnover. 3-0 after a couple drives here. It's 3-0 after 1. Fortunately, we couldn't put up a touchdown to take a decent lead. And, yep, there it is. 7-3 at the half because we allow just a big play touchdown to end the half. But we get a field goal to make this 7-6 here in the 4th. Oh, my goodness. We get a touchdown, but not the 2-point conversion. 4th and 6, they punt. We don't get in field goal range to get a lead. And, again, we get a stop on defense. And there it is. But with no seconds on the clock, Navy! Unbelievable! What in the world I was going to say? There it is, and there's the loss to end the run. But 2 plays later, Navy pulls off the win. I'm at a loss for words. That's unbelievable. 13 points in the 4th quarter to win it. What just happened? We beat Georgia. We beat Oregon. Back to back. I mean, that's another team down. Trey only had 2,000 yards with 21 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. Judon had 689 rushing yards with 5 touchdowns. We didn't have many rushing yards with players. Huh. Receiving-wise, we had 2 guys over 500 receiving yards. Hutton had 82 tackles. We had Johnson with 9 tackles for a loss. Dell had 14.5 sacks. France had 5 picks. We did force a lot of fumbles and recovered a bunch of them, too. We had 1 blocked kick. We had 3 safeties on the year, and we did not have a defensive touchdown. Kicking-wise, we did miss 1 from 50, but that was the only one he missed. Punting-wise, pretty much 3,700 yards, 15 inside the 2011 touchbacks. No kick or punt return touchdowns for Navy. But that's going to do it for the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, hit that like button down below. I'm at a loss for words on how we beat Oregon. But all in all, yeah, that's going to be another team down, and hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. I will see you all again tomorrow for another episode of Winning a National Title with Every Team, and again on Monday. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm out. Peace.